What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be talking about a little bit of a touchy subject, and this is in relation to late books in crowdfunding and how I see them as a customer. And it's not like a cut and dry topic, in my opinion. There's a lot of times in crowdfunding when there are certain circumstances that lead to delays. They can be anything from financial difficulties to medical emergencies to, or even just like acts of God just happening and just throwing everything into chaos. There's a myriad of reasons why there might be delays to certain things. And it's something that it can happen even to stuff that's outside of crowdfunding. There's movies that get delayed because of a lot of different reasons. I mean, if you want to take a look at something that was heavily pushed back, take a look at the Netflix show Stranger Things. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, all of that filming got pushed back and it got delayed by multiple years. So while they could have been capitalizing on that popularity, this thing that nobody could have planned for shut them down, and now they're having to catch back up with that. So it's not something that only affects crowdfunding. And I see this a lot whenever people are coming after like comicsgate creators and various other comic creators that I follow. And it's something that, for me, it really does depend on how the creator reacts to that. There are some creators who they're very gracious about accepting that this is a problem and it's going to be something that they will work towards not having happen again. They always send out email blurbs, they send out updates on Indiegogo, and they make sure to keep people in the loop as to what is going on. I don't have a problem with that. There are some books that I'm still waiting on from years ago. I'm not going to mention them by name, but they're very open about what is causing those delays, and that could be people dropping off of the project because of like family issues or because of they just lost contact with that person and then just like got ghosted by them, or it could even just be like they just like financial issues. It could just be something like that, or they were new to the crowdfunding space and they weren't familiar with like what they needed to, like how much something would cost, which, if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't know what everything's cost would be at all because I don't know comics that much. I can give my best assumption, but if I were to do a first project, then it would be entirely new to me. And I feel like a lot of people are getting into that and they're realizing, oh, this is a problem. We needed to get more money. But the ones that I've chosen to back are ones that are they're creators who are still pushing to get those books out and to fulfill those campaigns. And I don't have a problem with those at all. It's like I whenever I backed, there is a little checkbox, both on Indiegogo and on Kickstarter, that says, I know that crowdfunding is not shopping. And you're providing this money so that you can support this creator to hopefully create this book. And in doing so, you realize that there is a possibility that you will not get this book. And for me, I usually have to have a lot of trust in a creator to give them that money. And so far, I haven't really been let down by any of them as of yet. There's even creators I'm gonna name the big one right now, Ethan Van Sciver. Ethan is still working on Rainbow the Brood. Whenever people ask him on live streams, he tells them that he's still working on it. Now, this may be a little bit selfish of me because I'm a fellow creative. I used to do a lot of art. I mostly do writing now. And one of the things that he says is he's he was, how do I put this? He feels more of a drive to do like Cyberfrog, and he has to be in the right headspace to get Rainbow the Brood work done. For me personally, I know how that feels because there's times whenever I work on my own stuff and I'm just like, I just need to put this aside for a second and go and work on this, or go put it aside for a couple days, come back to it, then revisit it while I work on this other stuff. I can see where he's coming from. And while that is something that is causing tension with a lot of people from outside of CG and butting heads with Ethan because of this and causing this like, oh, late books, I can see where he's coming from. I can see where they are coming from, but I fully trust that Ethan Van Sciver will deliver his books. It may be a little bit late, but it will be out. I fully trust that. There's other creators who maybe take like they get delayed for a year. Totally okay with that. I fully admit I may be in a somewhat better financial situation than other people, and I may be able to block down like $25 for well, $35 including shipping, I guess. Plop that down on a crowdfunded campaign and let it sit there for a bit of time, even if it is a little bit late. But it it doesn't really bother me, and it's something that if the like I said, if the creator is going to keep us informed, as like keep us customers informed of delays that are going on in the books or what's causing them, and they say, or even if they say like this, like my colorist left the project, or he's like, I have been sending him emails for months and he hasn't gotten back to me, so I'm assuming that he's off the project. And that creator then says, I'm going to have to do this myself, and it may take a little bit of extra time because I'm doing this myself. I fully support that. I know that Shelby Robertson is having, I think he's having a similar situation where I think his colorist dropped off the project because of some issues, and he sent out an update to his backers saying that he was going to have to do the coloring himself, and that was going to add some extra time. That's another campaign that is definitely late, but I personally don't have a problem with it because he has told his backers exactly what's holding up the project, and he's working on pushing the project past that. I still believe that Shelby Robertson is going to give us the book that he promised, and I don't hold it against him. Now, there does come a time whenever there is problems with late books, and this is whenever whenever the creator of said project decides to raise money for a crowdfunded project, and then decides to just disappear. No announcements, no updates on like art progress, no live streams with people. They have no social media presence outside of maybe like an X account or a YouTube channel that's just like no videos whatsoever, or if they were, they're from like 10 years ago, and you don't hear anything from them after the project is done, or like after a couple months of the project being done. And those ones are the ones that are extremely sketchy. And those are the ones that I try not to back. There have been some campaigns that I have backed, very few of them, that took very long to send out their stuff. And whenever I did get it, I was sorely disappointed. Um, and these are people that like they weren't. I came into like the comicsgate circles after like Detective Dead and the more like scammy creators left the scene, and I thankfully was able to like hear the stories about them and learn, okay, be very wary of like these type of creators. There are other ones that were outside of the CG scene that I backed because I thought the book looked good, and then whenever I got it, it was subpar to say the least. Either that or it was just like trying to get something from the creator was like pulling teeth. But whenever there's a creator that's like constantly out there, always on streams, always on X or some sort of social media, always being a public figure, I'm less likely to think that they're going to drop off the face of the earth and just be like, screw it, I'm done with you guys. They got your money, I'm gonna run to the hills with it. Those guys, they're always going to be more open to public scrutiny. And if they have enough people that are like really complaining, and I mean like genuinely, then there's going to be a book that would be coming out. And if there wasn't, then they wouldn't be on these platforms. Because then they would just be like, when is this stuff coming out? When is this stuff coming out? But yeah, I see a lot of these posts on X and just like people complaining about, oh yeah, these late books are causing such problems. You're never gonna get these books. Some, yes, never gonna get some of those, but there are definitely ones that will definitely come out. I know that Rainbow of the Brutes one that is always being brought up in the late books discussion. I fully believe that Ethan's going to bring that out, and whenever he does, it's going to take that with that late books weight off of his shoulders. Now Ethan could probably go and get some pies and put that weight back on, but that's a whole nother story. I mean it all in jest. But yeah, I just wanted to weigh in on the whole late books fiasco as from a customer's perspective, and I don't know, I just wanted to put that out there, get you guys' thoughts on it, and see if you had like similar thoughts to mine. I know that a lot of people probably won't, but it's the internet. People are going to have different opinions. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.